Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're brand new here, maybe you can enjoy the video and you'll consider subscribing. If you're one of my regulars, don't forget to leave your thoughts and comments below as we look ahead to the Premier League fixture between Leicester City and the mighty Wolverhampton Wanderers this weekend. So Leicester lost their opening fixture of the season against Manchester United, although they look quite good against United and maybe were a little bit unlucky to lose. Wolves had a fantastic opening day. The atmosphere, as you will know, was absolutely brilliant at Molineux, and Wolves came from behind twice to draw 2-2 with Everton. So this makes this weekend's fixture very interesting. It's a tough fixture again for Wolves. Leicester only won the Premier League a couple of seasons ago, well established in the top flight with some great players, namely also one of the best strikers, England striker, Jamie Vardy. We all know his pace and he's quick and he's got an eye for goal, and that's something that the Wolves defence are going to be having to look at and keep an eye on, obviously. In terms of the team this weekend, Adama Traore is apparently available for selection, but I do not see that he will be coming straight into the first team, the starting 11. I think Nuno will probably use him from the bench to start with. I think Costa and Jota did well last weekend. We all know that Caballero, sadly, is out injured with a bad back and is having to rest, so he's going to be out for at least a month. So I think that was something that we missed last weekend, was be able to have that real impact player coming off the bench to stretch Everton at the sharp end of the game. And if Traore's getting up towards being match fit, then I think his first outing will probably be off the bench for Wolves, and he could be a good impact for us with about half an hour to go. Dendoncker, the other deadline day signing, he's actually only a week into training. He's probably not anywhere near match fit. I don't think he, from what I understand from the press conferences, is likely to be in the match day squad for tomorrow. Maybe he'll be in contention for the Man City match the week after. Talking about the team, so I think the starting lineup will be the same as last weekend. The substitutes obviously could change. In terms of the score prediction, I think it's going to be a tough game for Wolves. Wolves are taking 3,300 fans away. It's going to be a good atmosphere. It's Leicester's first home game of the season. The Wolves away fans are no doubt going to be right behind the side. And I do think it's going to be a tough game. My optimistic head-on thinks that Wolves can win this one, but I'm going to be reserved in some way, and I'm going to call it as a 1-1 draw. What do you think will be the big score? What is your starting lineup, and what do you think the score will be at the weekend? Leave your comments below, and if you don't know, just leave the word magic as always, so that I know that you've contributed. In terms of match stats and facts, head-to-head, let's start with a head-to-head first of all. This is only the third Premier League meeting between Leicester City and Wolves. The last one was a draw 0-0, which was at the King Power Stadium in 2004. Leicester haven't beaten Wolves in the top flight since a 5-1 win at Filbert Street in December 1983, and Gary Lineker was amongst the scorers for the Foxes. Wolves' last top flight win at Leicester was the 2-1 victory in December 1971. Obviously, Wolves had the famous 4-3 victory when we were 3-0 down at half-time, people leaving, that we came back and won 4-3, one of my all-time favourite games, and was there for that one. The last meeting of the sides actually ended up in a 2-1 victory for Leicester in 2013. Leicester City's first home game last season was against Brighton, which they won 2-0. The Foxes actually have only recorded one victory in their last 8 Premier League games. They've also won just one of their last 7 top flight home games, drawn in 4, and that was May's 3-1 victory over Arsenal. Leicester could lose their opening 2 Premier League games for just the 3rd time. After 1994-95, 2001-2002 was the last time they lost their opening Premier League match, and they were relegated in both of those seasons. So if they do lose to Wolves, it's not a good omen for them. Jamie Vardy's next home goal, if he does score against Wolves, will be his 50th at the King Power Stadium. Here are some interesting but completely irrelevant and useless Wolves facts, but we'll say them anyway. The only victory that Wolves have had in the last 25 Premier League games was against QPR, 2-1 away win in February 2012. Like I said, a bit of a useless fact, but it's still a fact. And another one, Wolves could actually equal a club record of 16 top flight games without a win, which was last set in 1970. Another completely useless fact that has no real relevance on the game tomorrow, but it's there all the same. Funnily enough, also, Wolves' record league win came against Leicester, and that was a 10-1 victory in Division 1 in April 1938. Are you old enough to remember that one? Even better, were you there? Oh, that would be fantastic if there was someone that watches this video that actually saw that game. And one last final fact, Wolves head coach Nuno actually was in charge of Porto when they played Leicester in the Champions League. They actually lost 1-0 to Leicester at the King Power, but they beat Leicester 5-0 in the return. So there's some interesting facts and figures. Leave your comments below. Smash a like to the video, please. If you're new, consider subscribing and hit the bell, because you'll always be the first to be notified when I do uploads of new content. And let's hope that Wolves have a really good performance and a credibly positive result at the weekend. Come on Wolves, let's get this first win.